The most innovative minds in existence have based their epiphanies on dreams they had decades ago. I consider myself a vivid dreamer. Every night and every day, I keep a note of my subconscious journey to ensure that I have vivid and clear dreams that I can wake up from and remember for the rest of the day. Now, I am also a Catholic, or rather, I was. Nonetheless, I still believe in its virtues, and I'm going to tell you how and why. To begin, Catholicism taught me to love and forgive people, just as I love Jesus. It taught me that we shouldn't hate a man for any of his past actions or sins, but that I instead love the sinner, for he is a human, just like me and everyone else. I must instead hate the sin he committed, and not the sinner himself. Catholicism also taught me that we as a humanity are special, placed on earth by God, yes, with an uppercase G, and that I must have faith in the work of both him and Jesus. On a distant night, 3 days ago, I drifted into sleep once again. I found myself staring at nothing but dark. Then there was a point, a tiny, barely noticeable point you couldn't see unless you squinted your eyes. Something clicked in my mind, but before I could realize what it was, I woke up at twilight. I sat in bed, thinking with my eyes closed about that very dream. It reminded me of the image that Voyager 1 took when it passed Saturn. This is Earth, seen from Saturn. In the photo, you could see a pale, tiny blue dot on the bottom right corner of the photo. That tiny dot was something you couldn't notice unless you squinted very hard, and even if you could, you'd just think it was a piece of dust. That tiny, pale blue dot was Earth, in all its grandiosity. The cradle of humanity expresses nothing more than a pixel. I had an epiphany. In my dream, I'd been looking at Earth from the exact same distance. A minuscule ball of light amongst an ocean of darkness. Everyone and everything I loved and hated was nothing but an insignificant speck on a rationally even more insignificantly speck we called Earth. I questioned my beliefs as I began to realize Earth was just a tiny part of the solar system, which there were billions of in our galaxy, and there were trillions of galaxies. Were we really special? Did God care for us when the world he built did not even seem to glance at us? Would anything even matter when... Madrezinho, we just left for the property. We leave tonight. Oh yeah, the property. The property was this 15-acre piece of land in a distant rural area that my father bought for a future project. We were camping there today. I began packing everything into my bags as my mind fought itself. I could feel my decade-long foundation of God falling apart before me. We couldn't be special, let alone chosen. There couldn't be a God, let alone the hundreds of others we've already created. How can there be anything in the cold space beyond a tiny, insignificant planet? When we arrived, it was dark. I looked up at the sky and saw every star that dotted it, each one holding a solar system with the potential to have different forms of life just as insignificant. They also thought they were special, just like us. I sat down and continued looking upwards, and as I thought, I came to a grand conclusion. Just like us, they were likely on a pale dot, but I wouldn't even know they existed. We don't know a great deal of anything in our universe. If what religions say are true, or if there's anything beyond the light that is life on Earth, will be nothing more than speculation. But what we do know is that we're humans, and we exist with a very minute chance of being the only intelligent life lost in the universe, which is just as scary. When we look back at the dark matter above us, and it gives us an empty stare in return, we realize it's only us, humanity, that can help ourselves at this moment. We may not know much about the world we live in. We know for certain that the only way we can live to see its future is by living as a whole. And we can only do that by being kind to each other, learning to love each other while we are still on this tiny pebble kicking to space. So Catholicism and its beliefs and speciality were something I myself did not believe in. It was damn right about love. This changed the way I look at religion and the world I live in. The virtues of Catholicism and many other beliefs still move strong within my heart and the hearts of people across Earth. And they are so strong that you do not need faith in God to still be moved by them. You don't need to believe in a God to know that we have the human spirit. I'm no longer religious, but I believe that if we all acted a little kinder to each other, each and every day, we can be more than a pale blue dot.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Oh, that looks beautiful, man. It has a stark beauty all its